And I have my headset on, so you can't hear me. I mean, you can hear me on Instagram. Why am I going to this page? You know, bizarre is bizarre. And I came on to a different page of mine, just checking the connection here, making sure everything's live. And I'm not seeing too much, looking for Facebook. Gotta do it, right? Gotta get on there. It says I'm on live, but which live and which page I'm on today? How are you guys? I'm coming at you. It's Monday, not usually my day, but I want to see what my reach is on a Monday evening. Do I reach more people? You know, you always wonder. Here I am on Facebook, and well, it says that I'm live, but I don't see it anywhere else. And I had bizarre. I see, nope, that's Zoom. Looking for my other page. I've got a few pages open here so I can find what I need. And it's just not coming on. Am I live on YouTube? Funny. Okay, well, I'm just going to assume that I am. We're just going to go from there. I don't see even myself on my own page. Does it even show up? No, it doesn't. Silly. Isn't this weird? Okay, so I'm not on anything. I'm not showing live anywhere. I'm not showing live at all. Well, anyway, we'll go with what I've got here. How are you? Good evening, good afternoon. Zoom's letting me know that I'm being recorded. That's for a little bit later. Let me move a few things around. Love to see you guys. How are you? The Enlightened Enchantress coming at you. It is a Monday. It is a good day to be here, a little bit different than normal. And I just want to check out, see my outreach. How you guys doing? Let me know in the chat that you're here. Today, you know, let's talk about what the root of the problem is. I was thinking about this today. You see, last week I took a vacation. I don't do that often, but I have decided that it is time to start taking a vacation, taking time off, relaxing, right? Relaxing and celebrating, giving myself that celebratory, hey, every time I do something, check it off my list, good, bad, or indifferent, check it on my list and go, yeah, I completed it. And then tackle how I could do it better. Or you know what? Just rocking it and just being excited at the moment that it got finished. It felt good. I just talked to a really great client, just had a really successful breakthrough, right? And that's what I work on, is sabotaging behavior. So that's really the point of this, is reaching out to people, working on healing and having those breakthroughs. So it's my time this weekend. How you doing? I can't see who you are. Kind of got my phone across, but somebody just joined, and I think it looks like, oh, there's early Holly. Okay, well, how are you? I'd wave at you, but my phone's out of my reach. How you doing? Anywho, let me know if this rings a bell with you guys. You know, I took some time off, and we were walking up in the mountain. We were at Mount Charleston, and it was beautiful. We took a 10-mile hike. We climbed up the mountain, and having a friend there, having a really great friend there when you're out hiking, you don't really think about the strain on your body. But I love to hike. I love to go out. So it's just something that I absolutely enjoy. It's kind of like coaching, right? You want to do something that's your passion, something that you enjoy. Anyway, so we're walking up the mountain. It's warm out there. It's hot. It's probably, in town, it was about nearly 100 degrees. And up on the mountain, it may have been 80. It was a little closer to 90 degrees. And so it's about 20 degrees cooler at Mount Charleston than it is in Las Vegas. You don't really notice it because you're chatting, you're talking, and it's cooler than Vegas. So why not? Got a little bit of a sunburn on my shoulder because I didn't put the sunscreen all the way up. Not used to being up on that high mountain. And, you know, that sun just has nothing to block it. It's just gorgeous. You can breathe. We're walking, we're chatting, we're having a good time. We're talking about our lives. My friend came out from Colorado. It was awesome. It was great to have somebody there. I was going to go it alone, but hey, universe said, hey, have a friend. Enjoy the conversation. So we walked around. We got up to 10 miles, came back. Of course, we're a little bit tired, but feeling great and hungry as all heck, right? Hungry as all heck, ready to just feast, enjoy the camp, going up in there with it. And it's still warm, so there's no need for a fire, but who doesn't want a fire, right? Just not the time of year. But then I felt this little, kind of like a little pinprick in my back, right? When you're walking, you're doing a lot of strain. It's a lot of hips and you're juxtaposing, you're moving around. And as we sat down, I felt this little soreness, this back pain. And it reminded me of the time before when I had this back pain. And I thought, oh my gosh, here comes this back pain. I'm feeling this back pain. And I'm thinking for a second, go away, go away, go away. I'm kind of shooing it away. But, back pain for me, it means that basically there's like maybe a mental block. So I always look at that. Well, I had a back pain because I was walking, I was hiking. I'm hiking 10 miles. It's 90 degrees out. I'm up at Mount Charleston. So I'm like, okay, at first it was like, okay, no big deal. It's just a little back pain. But I'm here, I'm grounded, I'm in the mountains. There's so many trees. I'm so connected. I'm rooted. I'm grounded. I'm feeling great. My joy portal's open. We did some meditation. We did a lot of hiking. Of course, hiking is movement. That's meditation. I'm with the tree spirits. I'm with the fairies. We're having a great time. So I forget about my back. We're feeling good, doing some little stretching, eating, telling stories, doing some drumming, having some girl time. It was great. Came off the mountain. The next day I'm home, I'm in the city. So start thinking about that. Pain kind of creeps up again. So put a little bit of some essential oil. I do a little healing energy. And that back pain's just kind of nudging me. And it's just kind of grinding in there a little bit again and again, right back here. Remind me of a time when I had, okay, my connection stopped. There we are. Reminded me of a time when I worked in this call center. And if you've ever worked in a call center, you have no freedom. You're caged up in a cubicle. There's no windows to look out. You get on these calls. These people are calling you. They're asking you 20 questions, and you can't get off the phone. And the back pain had developed, the sciatica really had developed in that call center. It was from sitting all the time or moving forward, trying to get my mouse, getting on my computer, talking on the phone. Well, of course, we had headsets, but still you're moving around a lot, right? And you don't have freedom. So you're kind of stuck. You're pretty rigid. You're doing this all day for 8 hours, feeling like, why am I here, right? I couldn't get rid of it. And so I went to see a doctor. I couldn't get comfortable. I couldn't sit right. I wanted to get a specific chair. I wanted to move my desk. But the call center said, no, there's no way. There's no way you can move your desk. You have to get a note. You have to have, if you want a special chair, you want to bring something in. Of course, they wanted you to drag all this stuff up. We couldn't just get one desk where we sat. So again, I had no control. I had no freedom. I was really rigid. And then talking on the phone, you started to get a lot of complaints because I moved up into a furniture department, and we were getting a lot of questions, a lot of complaints, things I have no idea about. Supposedly I was trained, but that started creeping up, right? And so it had gotten worse and worse. I went to the doctors and I'm thinking, what am I doing? The doctor I have to get a doctor's note. I have to see a doctor. I'm an herbalist. I'm an aromatherapist. What am I doing here? Something is just wrong. This is something that I don't want to do. And it just gave me like that sense of depression, that sense of, oh my gosh, I'll never get out of here. The fear of what's going to go on, what's going to happen, where's my life going, that angst, right? And that back is feeling really unsupported. I'm totally feeling unsupported. And if you guys understand the chakra, the chakra is basically that root chakra in the back area, right? That's when you're feeling unsupported. So that affects your root chakra. It really affects the lack thereof. So I had to do a little soul searching and some inner child work and really find out what was the root of the problem. Why was I not feeling it? Well, again, I wasn't free. I was unsupported. I didn't have any freedom. Who I talked to, when I talked to them, it wasn't friendly calls. It was just it was bringing up these boiling points of frustration, maybe a little bit of anger. I would take it home, and whatever complaints I had went home, and I had complaints, and then my back would hurt more. It was this vicious, crazy cycle. So when we look at the root of the problem, you're not feeling rooted. That's an emotional, sciatica in and of itself is an emotional block of insecure future. I had worked there because I needed to take a job. I was, the security contract that I had expired, where I was working as a manager. And those of you who don't know, I have a background in law enforcement and security, and now I'm coaching, right? Because it is that strength and it is opening up. This was part of me opening back up to me. So it was a lot of soul searching. I wasn't in control. When I was a manager, I was in control. When I was a manager, I had freedom because I drove around from site to site, and I didn't have that anymore. And definitely as a manager, I felt supported. Where is that in the root chakra? In the root chakra, it resembles your safety, your tribe, right? And so that feeling of support, I didn't have a tribe. I didn't have people in my command. I didn't have people above me. I had nobody on my team. So I didn't feel safe. And that was the point of that back support. So really searching into that and looking at where was the support? Where was I not getting in the support? And where did I want to leap forward? Where did I want to have success at? What would bring me the support? What would release my fear and my emotional block? So in that searching and relieving that was the ability I needed, what I wanted, was I looked at my goals because I was already focusing on the problem too much. So it was time to focus on my goals. Focusing on my goals gave me the ability to stand up for me, for Nicole. Gave me the feeling of home. Where would I be at home? What were my goals? To be comfortable, to be at home, to be social and have a good social connection. When you're working at a cubicle, you're with a lot of people, but you're not having a good social connection. If you're an empath, you're definitely taking all those mixed energies of the phone calls of the boss, of everybody around you. And again, that's you're filling your plate. You're overflowing with crap. So it's time to really do an emotional detox. And there's a few ways you could definitely do an emotional detox on that. First of all, you can take this beautiful stone of pyrite. Pyrite is a warrior stone. It is a strong flaming fire stone. It resembles, they call it fool's gold, because when it's polished up, or even at this, like this, I don't know that you can see it very well or not, but even in this grain where it's at, and it's not polished, you can see little sparkles, and that resembles the gold or the fool's gold. What pyrite helps with, because it's strong and grounded, is one, it's great to have around because it's good for your root. It's great to keep by your computer, on your desk when you're doing business. And it's definitely good to have around for abundance. When you're strong, when you're supported and you're balanced with that male energy and you're grounded like the tree. And why did I feel good at Mount Charleston? Because there's so many roots, so many trees, so much connection. And there's a freedom that all these spirits and all these trees are kind of absorbing that energy, and they're helping you refocus it as you're moving, as you're connecting. Of course, with a friend, of course, I had the tribal connection, and that's why I felt so good. That's why I didn't feel that pain, but for a second, right? And mostly that back pain was from the hike. But when I came home and I was working on a program, it had brought something back up. And every time I work on something, I'm human. There's always a little bit of fear of acceptance, a little bit of fear of launching your program, a little bit of fear of, am I going to find that connection? Am I going to be able to have that heart-to-heart talk live on Facebook or Instagram? It's a different reach, right? And so those had brought up those little bit of fears of insecurity and looking at it. Yeah, I got this. Yeah, the goal is to have freedom. The goal is to share with my clients the freedom, and Pyrite helps support that. So I bring that around. I also have it around when I'm doing inner child work. That's the second way that you can increase and help support your mental blocks of not feeling supported. You do some inner child work, and that starts when you're about 7, right? And sometimes it could be whether you had a bad family experience or even if you had a good family experience. It's all what's in the head, what's sabotaging, what are those sabotageurs that are coming in, right? There's about 7 or 9 different types of those that come into your life, and they kind of get you, right? And they creep up at you. And that's definitely something when you're not rooted or feeling safe in that tribal energy. Well, you'll refocus that, right? You clear that inner child work, do a little deeper, even shadow work. But the third thing that will help you out is I invite you to join my coaching sessions. I have a few more open. I'm launching a few more of this right now. Today's Monday. DM me or go to my website, sabotagesmasher.com. All the links are in my bio. I encourage you to go there because I can help you find out how to leap into your passion. Let's get on a clarity call with me. It's complimentary. Call on the phone. We'll talk. We can do a Zoom. We can really engage. And there's just a few questions in the conversation, in the chat that we'll have, and how to recognize where you want to be, where you feel you'd like to be, find that passionate purpose and leap forward, right? So go ahead. I'm Nicole Borghi. Thanks for being here today, guys. I am going to go. I've got another meeting. So have a great night. Thank you so much for being here.